Alright, today doing a little hose assembly video. This is Vibrant Performance -10 nylon braided hose. I'm going to assemble this with some fittings to make some lines for an oil cooler. Jeez, got this electrical tape. So, get starting off. You can do this with a vise and some basic tools if you got like an adjustable wrench, or if you figure out how that wrench actually fits in these fittings. Make sure there's nothing on the line. They send it to you, it's got this plastic cap and there's a bunch of electrical tape under it, so make sure you get that off. That's what I'm doing right now. You're going to need your choice of lubricant. I'm using this motor oil. And you need a lot of lubricant to assemble these hoses. Key benefits with the hoses are that they are reusable, so you can always take off the fittings, use them for another project. Relatively inexpensive. The fittings are a little bit pricey, but the hoses is actually not bad at all. E85 oil, fuel, coolant, compatible with all the fluids. So you don't need to buy, 5 different types of hoses. It's a very secure seal, right? The way how these things actually seal is it's a face seal. So you'll see this is the female end, and if you look inside there, there's actually a face right here. I believe it's 37-degree taper. Now both ends of the fitting interface there, and that's what creates a seal. It's a very reliable seal. It's used by the Army and Navy, hence AN designation. So yeah, let's start assembling. So get your oil, lube up the hose. Lots of oil. Right, you want to make sure this thing goes on easily. As you get with the bigger sizes and the stainless steel, the assembly process is basically the same, but any of these you want to use a lot of oil, so we'll do the straight one first. Go ahead, take the socket off. You're going to put the socket on first, so oil up everything on the socket. Oil the threads, let's pop it off. Oil the socket. Shit. Oil the socket. And we already oiled the hose. I'm gonna actually oil the inside as well. Alright. Take the hose, push it onto the socket squarely, and just try to hit it one shot. Oh shit. A little bit more. Now, if you oil it up properly, it's not that difficult. Here's the key thing. So after you install it, look at the hose. I can see right here there's a gap between the threads and the hose itself, but there's not here, so that means it hasn't seated properly. So if you get a case like that, just put pressure on the side where there's the gap until it installs all the way. Still there, a little bit more. I'm going to say that's acceptable. Alright, so now there's no gap inside there. Right around. Okay, next, you're going to install the socket into the actual fitting. So, same thing as before, oil it all up. And actually, I think, excuse me, that was a little bit more difficult than it usually is because I just didn't use enough oil. Oil, oil, oil. Right, and then I have these aluminum clamping jaws because they don't damage the fitting, and you do hundreds of these. You don't need this. You can just clamp it in the vise if you want. Might scratch it up a little bit, use some masking tape or something. make sure this is all oiled up again. Put a little bit more. Use my screwdriver to kind of work it around. And shut this one. If you put the hose end in here, then there's less smashing into things with the hose. Tighten it up. So install that hex. Snug. Take this guy. You're gonna have to press it into the hose a little bit, get it started, and then just turn it in. You want to be careful. I use these adjustable pliers, and just don't let it slip, and it shouldn't nick anything. If you let it slip on there, it's going to mar the hell out of it, so try not to do that. Right, and what you're doing is spinning the bottom part of the fitting. Put a little pressure on there, and that should be started. Just work your way around, nice and smooth. And you'll feel it start tightening up as the hose binds up with the fittings. I feel this thing starting to tighten up. You gotta be careful doing it this way because you can scratch the bottom of the fitting. That feels pretty solid. And then I always like to line up the hex. Okay, take that out and admire your hard work. You can see installed, no scratches. Ooh, just a little bit of a scratch there. Right, that's from those pliers. It's actually easier to do this by putting the hose down onto the fitting, because then you can grab this section and the jaws a little bit easier. But if the hose is really long, then the hose ends up like hitting you in the face, and you got to be a little bit more careful. But that's what you want. You know, a little bit of gap in here, in my experience, seems to still be fine. It's better than over tightening it, and you'll see as you tighten it up, the oil will actually start to come out of here, and you'll know you got a good seal. Peace.